Hello Flosstube, this is Kate Madamice, and welcome back to my Flosstube channel. I feel like I'm welcoming myself back because it's been about a year since you guys have seen me. But listen, I had the time and motivation today, and here we are. It's been a crazy year. I will have to tell you a little bit about it. But yeah, here we are. Like any great person knows, it is best when you are out of practice with doing something to jump right in without a plan at all and just hope for the best. So let's get going. I really just want to briefly update you on what's been going on through this year because it does impact my stitching, so we'll get to the stitching, don't worry. But I have to admit something to you guys, and it is that last time I spoke to you, I was very pregnant. So I never mentioned it on the channel, but I was, I don't even remember how many weeks, but getting towards the end, third trimester, last time I spoke to you, and not too long after that last video, I welcomed my baby girl into this world. We will call her baby B for now, and then someday when she's no longer a baby, I will have to come up with a different clever name to call her for you. But that is what happened. And yeah, so last April we welcomed her. She needed a little extra love and attention. We spent 10 extra days in the hospital. But we are all thriving now, and that is great. So, with that said, my time has been all sorts of wonky since then. Add into the mix, I started a new job, so I don't know. I just felt like making all the life changes all at the same time. So, my stitching time has been weird. I do it when I can. I'm finally just now starting to be at the point where I feel like I can stitch pretty frequently. I try to do at least half an hour a day, which is manageable for me right now. So I have some progress. I will just jump right into showing you my stitching now. I'm gonna pretend, like, for my own sanity, like I just talked to you last month. I don't remember all the things that I've done in the last almost year, and it was way too much for me to try to go and figure that out. So I'm just gonna act like I just talked to you and like I just showed you stuff, and I'll just show you the things I've been working on recently. With one exception, and that is, well, two exceptions. First of all, my secret stitch that I talked about last time, it was a birth sampler for baby B. I'll put a picture of it up here. I did get it done not before she arrived. She came a little earlier than we expected, like a couple weeks earlier, so didn't quite get it done. I tried. I was sitting in the hospital trying to finish it up, but shortly after she arrived, I got it done. Then the other thing that I have finished since I last saw you is Jane Marshall by Hands Across the Sea. And this is the sampler that she released when Australia was having the wildfires as a, what's it called? Charity, like, whatever. She was raising money. And so I bought it then, and these are not the called for colors. This is just stuff I had in my stash, and I kind of flipped them. So in the original, these flowers are like red and pink, and like this wording is blue. I just flipped them. It's what I had, and I kind of made them brighter and stuff like that too. So here she is. I'm really happy with her. I did just have like a panic because I decided I was going to try to show her to you in this video. And then I went and opened up the drawer where I keep all the things that are done but not like FFO'd, and she wasn't there, and I couldn't remember where I put her, and so I had a little bit of a panic attack trying to find her just like 5 minutes ago, but found her, located her. Now she's gonna go into the drawer so that that doesn't happen again. So with the more regular stitching time that I have right now, I did make a whip go board this year, and I was trying to think of what to put on that whip go board, and at the end of every year I go through and get the those of you who have been here before, you know I like to track the time that I stitch on each project, so I have like an app on my phone. I keep track of all the time that I'm stitching, and then at the end, I don't know, it's just interesting to me to see like how many hours I sunk into these pieces. It helps give me less delusions too, like when I'm starting something really big and new, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna be quick. It's gonna take me a while, which is good and bad. Side the point. So every year I do a compilation of all the hours that I stitched that year and on which projects, and man, I've got so many whips that I did not touch in 2021 or 2022, and it's so sad. So I primarily put those things on my board, things that I started. I tried to participate in the No New Starts 2021, if you remember, ages ago. And I did successfully participate in that, but what I did was I started a bunch of things at the end of 2020 in preparation of finishing everything in 2021, and that just like didn't happen. So I have just a bunch of barely started things. All that to say, I have a whip go board now, and so we're gonna see some like fun things that we haven't seen in forever come out. So the first calls for January was one of those things. This is Thou Shall Not Nag by the Sampler House, and it is not ironed or anything, but I love this. I wish that I had spent more time on this in the past. I think it'll be really fun when it's done. But all that I had was the vine part, not the leaves, but the vine part up here, and then this side border. That's all I had at the beginning of the month, and then since I kind of worked on it this month, I have gotten a lot more done. So I'm doing this on, I think it's 40 count, picture this plus something, I can look it up, maybe Helix, but this chart is a lot of specialty stitches, and so all of these pomegranates on the top are actually double crosses. Let me see if, I don't know if that'll be focused, but they're double crosses. You can't tell. It's too small of a count of fabric. You can't really tell, but I have convinced myself that you can. So I went ahead and did it. I think, here we go. Here's my convincing myself. I think you can kind of see the light like hitting those stitches differently because they are double crosses. But really, unless you have a microscope, you don't know. And then there's a couple like satin situations in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. Oh, there, you can kind of tell when I do that. You can see them in the light there. So it's fun. There's more specialty stitches on it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to it sometime. Who knows if it'll be this year, though. I'm done working on it for this month, so there is that. And just a second. Okay. So next thing I'm going to show you is Beauty and the Beast by Thomas Kincaid. It's It's been forever since you guys have seen it. I will say, last year, I successfully worked. I had 3 projects. Garden in Blue, which is my oldest whip. This Beauty and the Beast, which is part of the Disney Dreams collection. Thomas Kincaid painting, out of print. And then, what was the last one? Oh, it was Jane Marshall. And then I switched it to Dark Queen of the Earth, which is the Autumn Lane Stitchery style. I'll show you that in a second. But beside the point, those 3 projects, every single month, I got at least 100 stitches in each of them of last year, which for some months was quite the effort, but I did it. So there's been slow but steady progress on this piece. And I have it on the key snap right now so I can show you the whole thing. Dun, 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 dun. So I don't even know where it was last time I showed you. It might have been just like, I might have been in the very top corner of this 3rd page down here. But look at that. I'm almost to the very bottom of the piece. And I still love working on it. I just don't have the time. For whatever reason, this one feels like a big to-do when I pull it out. I think it's because the threads are kind of a mess, and not the ones on here, but like I have them stored here. I'll just show you. It'll give some of you a heart attack, I'm sure, but like when I pull the threads out, they're on thread rings and thread drops, but like this is what they look like. They're like knotted all together, but like ultimately when I need a thread, I can kind of like get to it, and I can get like a single piece, and I can get it to pull out of this rat's nest. So there's no need to like waste the time to clean that up, right? Okay, so I think part of that, it's just, it all contributes to it. Feels like a big endeavor to get this project out. So when I get it out, I want to know that I have like a good chunk of stitching time, which doesn't happen super often. So it just feels like a lot to get it out. But once it's out and I'm stitching, I love it. So you can see here I have gotten the like rows. I'm saving all the back stitching till the end, but I have the rows done. Now in the chart, the leaves and the stem on the rose are all pink. That's weird. So I changed it. I changed it to green. And I think that's probably all I have to say about that one right now. But look forward to getting more progress on it. Okay, next up, let's see what's in these bags. Oh, I'll show you where I am on Garden in Blue. And yeah, I'm telling you, I did not prepare at all for this Flosstube video. So stuff is like on Q snaps and not ready to show you. So you're just gonna have to indulge me while I chit chat and open things up. So with this piece, it's my oldest whip. Started it in 2018. It's not really my style, but gosh darn it, I'm gonna get it done. And it will be really pretty. I just have, you know, since then learned a little bit more about the type of thing I like to stitch. I'm gonna put it out here right now. I'm gonna get this sucker done this year. This year is the year it's gonna get done. So here it is, and it's all wrinkly and glory. There actually are some beads that go on this at the end. There's not any backstitch, but there is beading. And it's just kind of here and there beading. It's not that big of a deal, but so I'm working on it. I've got I think I am done with all the blocks that you can see. Yeah, I am. So I've got 3 more quilt blocks to stitch here, and then the border, and then like the inner borders around the quilt blocks. And then I'm done. So I really do want to get it done this year. I think it's feasible. I'd like to have it out of the rotation and move on to the next oldest whip, which I can't tell you what that is right now, but I guarantee it's another one that's kind of like, I don't know, would I choose this now? Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, here it is. I think that's all I have to say about it. Would be lovely to get this one done. But you know, in order to get it done, I keep telling myself the reason I'm going to get it done, I thought I would last year too, is because I put it in those, you know, every month I'm going to get X stitches on it. And I mean, I did successfully put at least 100 stitches in it every month, but I pretty much put 100 stitches in it and then put it aside. So I'm going to have to do more than 100 stitches a month to be able to actually finish it. You know. Alright, next thing I'm going to show you is the Gnome Biscornu by Tiny Modernist. I had this one on the WhipGo board too. It was the WhipGo call for January. Here's the picture. And this, if you might remember, I've had some other finishes of this. It used to be the piece that I would take to work so that if I had some time, I could like put a few stitches in. I work from home now, so I'm just always here. But I have the whole series that she released this year of like I think they're called Mythical Biscornus, something like that. And I do want to get all 12 stitched. This is the fourth one, I think. Let's see, we had the dragon, the mermaid, the fairy. I think this is the 4th one. But here I am on it. I'm getting pretty close to the top of the Biscornu being done. I'll show you one of them standing upright. So I did, you know, change the skin tone of the gnomes, which makes the eyes, I need to have the eyes be in 310 probably in order for it to look okay. But I didn't have any 310 in this bag, so I just like have left them. So they look kind of creepy right now, but all I had in there was this like dark gray, and I tried to use it and you just couldn't see it. So anyways, Gnome Biscornu, there it is. It's so cute. I do just want to get them all done. I'm saving the FFOing until they're all done. So you like, I forget what year these came out, probably 2019. And that's when I bought them. So probably, I don't know, like 2035, I'll finally have all 12 of them done. It's ridiculous. Okay, and then the last one that I want to show you today is Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I'm sure y'all remember my Dark Queen of the Sea if you've been watching, and how much I loved her. That's the last style that they did. They have several planned. So I mean right now I'm intending to do any of them that they put out. They should just like plan on me buying it. And I am behind on this one. Go figure. But I am working on it. So that's what matters, right? So here's where I am, wrinkly mess and all. So I'm using the Nightshade. Is that what it's called? Nightshade fabric. It's the called for from Under the Sea. And you know, my piece, of linen. I'm a little bit, it's like splotchier than I really like, but I think the queen will be big enough, it'll cover them. And you can't even really tell right now because it's so wrinkly, but you can kind of see like right here, there's just like very distinct splotches of like pretty concentrated color. So I think that the queen will cover enough of it that it won't annoy me in the long run. But anyway, so this is where I am, her like hips and down. So if you've seen other people stitch on this and they're up to date, what has been released is her entire like bottom part of her dress, and like both sides of her dress are filled with like, it's, how do you say it, foliage? Whatever. Vines and mushrooms and sticks and stuff. And it is a lot of stitching, so I've got a lot to catch up on, but I'll get there eventually. And I've got the tag on here. I can look at the name of this. Yeah, it's Nightshade Linen. But, I'll get there. I enjoy stitching on her very much. She's probably what I get most stitches on. I like focus most on this piece than the other things that I have going, so I don't know. This month I did make headway. I had just barely finished part 1, I think, or like, I don't even think I'd finished it. And what I'm stitching on, I finished part 2, and then I moved to part 5. But like, that's forward progress, right? I finished an entire part plus some. So that's what we tell ourselves. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, I guess like one other cool thing is that last video I showed you my tiger lily framed, and I put her in the Coastal Carolina Fair this year, and she got best in show. That's pretty crazy. Definitely wouldn't have expected that, but I am super pumped about it. So in the past, when I put things in the fair and they've gotten like whatever ribbon, even like the participation ribbon, I like put it on the back of the frame while it's hanging on the wall, so like you can't see the ribbon, but it's like with the piece. Tiger lily, I have her hanging in the nursery, and no, that ribbon is on display. I haven't tucked it to the back yet because pretty proud of that. But okay, so I'm gonna call it here. It's a pretty short video, but I don't know. I don't have much to say other than, like, I mean, there's a lot of things that I worked on between the last time y'all saw me and now, but I don't have the energy to try to work through all that. So hopefully I'll just see you again soon, and we can continue pretending like I just had some videos in that year and didn't just skip it. So alright, I'm rambling now. I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really impressed with anyone who made it this far and is still around and looking for my videos. So thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.